Hi everybody, Beth Boatwright, back to show you some great resources that will help you with your strategy implementation paper. This is a really hefty paper, 10 or 15 pages, lot of details and a lot of research needed. So I'm going to show you some of the best resources that we have at Helmke Library to help you out with this. We're going to start at our guide. You can link to it again from Blackboard. As a reminder, the guides will probably not look like this when you go in there because we're in the middle of this rebranding. So I wanted to make you this video so you'd have it, but don't be alarmed if the page looks different. The content will still be the same when you get here. Okay, so for this paper, I've divided this page up into three main categories. We've got, well, let me switch over to the strategy implementation page. Click there. We've got company research, so that's industries, advantages, distinctives, things for your company. Those are all listed in your paper. Competitive position, competitor research. Definitely look here because if you find your company, you're going to get a lot of really good information for free. And then down below, financial analysis, industry ratios, for that sort of financial nitty-gritty in your paper. I'm going to walk you through several of these. And actually right now, let me show you the list of all the things I'm going to show you and the times in this video you can scroll through to get just that information. Okay, so here we go. We're going to start with general company information. We're going to start at a Nexus Uni. This is a great database. You may have seen it, something like it before, called LexisNexis Academic. They just updated the website. I've linked you directly to the business page, but do not use the big search box. We're going to scroll down and look just for what they call Company Dossier, and you have to click this bottom link to get to it. This is what it looks like. You can search for whatever you're wanting. We did airlines before. So let's do Delta Airlines. I happen to know that in here they used airlines as two words when you're talking about the Delta that we're looking for. And here it is with the ticker symbol DAL. It's what we want. You can also tell us what we want because it's from Atlanta. If you're not sure, you can always click through and check these things out. But here we go. So on the front page of this website, they're going to give you a snapshot of all the things about the company you might want to know. So the ticker name, the contact information, industry classification, these are good to know. Air transportation, scheduled air transportation. There's a business description. There's a bunch of stock information. You can expand these charts. You can download them. Very nice to have. Yearly financial information, including tables that you can download. And even top executives with a little button you can click if you want to connect with them on LinkedIn. Ask them questions. Good luck. Anyway, this is a great website because on the left-hand side they have a ton more information about the company. Okay, so you can click for current news and it'll actually just bring up a list of all the news reports that Delta has been in around the world lately. This includes radio and lots of other things. Under company information, you can click on brands and you can actually see here are all the different brands and trademarks that Delta owns. So economy comfort, only Delta has that because they trademarked it. Sky priority, etc. You can click here on competitors and see their biggest competitors with direct links to the profiles of those competitors. You can compare them directly. Very useful. In their company hierarchy, you can see which companies does Delta Airlines own. And all of these are companies they own, along with, again, if you click through, more information about those companies. You can get executive lists. There's financial overviews, which are really good to have. And specifically, underneath SEC filings, you can actually click and learn more about executive compensation. Their actual submissions to the SEC are here. You can click on them and download them. Their latest 10K, their latest 10Q with financial information. Under company reports, you can view, it's just a little bit more analysis, I believe. Activities, investment research, so analyst reports. What do analysts think about how Delta is doing? Again, more news. I like this bottom link down here for legal. You can say recent United States cases. It'll actually list out for you recent times that Delta has been sued or has sued somebody else. If you click on this, you'll actually get the full text of the case. This is any U.S. case that has reached at least an appeals court level will be listed in this database. And then down at the bottom, my favorite is intellectual property. You can click here and you can actually view the patents and trademarks, the actual filed paperwork for the patents and trademarks owned by that company. So a lot of really good overview information about any company here at Nexus Uni. Again, you're going to look for the dossier link. Okay, back to our guide. I'm going to show you MarketLine next. You've seen MarketLine before, but they do have company information as well as industry information. So let's just take that same search. Here are two words. And you can just click search, or in all research, you can drop it down and say I only want company profiles. So entirely up to you. If you forget to filter it at the first try, then once the results show up, you can come up to the top and say, well, only show me company profiles. So here we go, Delta Airlines. If you can't find it, feel free to scroll. Sometimes you have to scroll in this database. And on the right-hand side, you can limit things down by all these different things like number of employees and revenue. So here is the Delta Airlines research page. You can download the full report. And just like in the industry profiles, there's a lot of information on the front page, and then the table of contents is all down the right-hand side. I'm not going to click through here. You are smart adults. You can find this information. But business description, business segments, they often will have many segments to one business. Key employees, including some biographies, which can be very interesting. The thing that I really want to point out to you is that they have a SWOT analysis here in MarketLine. So if you are interested in knowing about or analyzing or perhaps outlining the distinctives of a company, you can come in here and see listed out the strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats according to analysts at this company called MarketLine. They list them here, and then down below they actually kind of go into detail about each one. What is strong about this company in these areas? Very, very useful information to have. So definitely look here. And down also in the table of contents, we've got key competitors, major products, and related research like more news and financial deals information. But as a SWOT analysis, that's the best thing you can find in MarketLine for this particular paper, in my opinion. All right, jumping back to different resources for you. The other thing I want to point out is that your company's website will actually have a ton of valuable information. Websites are where companies, they use them as a platform to persuade people that their brand is best. One of the best things that you can do to find really insider scoop type information on the company is scroll to the top or bottom of the page and look for the Investors tab or the Investors link. That's where you'll find annual reports, which include not only required government filings, but usually some sort of a presentation given to investors as to here's the challenges in our company, here are opportunities, here's what we're doing that's interesting or distinctive. There'll be often letters from the board of trustees or often from the CEO of the company kind of saying here's where we are and here's where we're going and here's why you should keep investing in us. So be aware that they are trying to persuade you to invest in their company. So everything they say has a slant or a tilt, but the information there is going to be really good and helpful for you in your analysis of your company. If you have trouble finding any of this information, just let me know and I'll give you a hand. Okay, so let's move on to competitive position and competitor research. Now again, competitors you can see in many of those databases above, but I specifically wanted to point out in Passport, again one of my absolute favorites, that they not only have market information, they also have company information. Now, not every company, not all the time, but often it's here and it's often really good. In this case, instead of using any of these drop downs or crazy boxes, we're just going to go up to the right hand corner and search for our company. Delta Airlines. Okay. Here we go. So on the left-hand side, we've got company shares. That's industry-based, so if you want to see the different company shares about an airline, but of course you already know how to do that. Here is a global company profile for Delta Airlines in terms of travel, and for some reason other things like laundry care. Let's just ignore those. Not every company will be in here, but if you do have your company here, you will be in absolute luck. So what this database does is it will actually give you a PDF presentation that flips through a whole bunch of stats and information, including some analysis with real numbers behind it for all different areas of your business. So here's Delta's financial assessment. Some more pages of financials. Here's a SWOT analysis, a different one, which you could actually compare to the first one to see what is, what's the same, what's different between what the different analysts think. Strategic objectives and challenges, these are very close to what your paper is asking for. And then competitive positioning, again, very close to what your paper is asking for. And every statement that they make here is going to have data to back it up. You can, of course, scroll through the table of contents to get any information. They have a whole bit. Is it down here? No, it's through. If I kept clicking through. Information about brand strategy, very good to know. Technology, fleet renewal, different things that are coming up, including recommendation. So take a look at this because it'll be really, really insightful if your company is in here. As always, you can view related statistics to your company. You can view related industry reports, related company profiles. This would be essentially competitors, and then related articles. In this case, not very related articles, but sometimes you'll find some good stuff in here, which will give you a little bit more of what's currently going on in that field. And down below at the bottom, more related items that has helped them with their analysis. So this is how Passport can be very valuable for you. It's especially great with the SWOT analysis, with the distinctives, with the brand strategy piece, which are often missing in other databases. Okay, I've clicked back to our regular website and I want to show you S&P Net Advantage. Unfortunately, I'm having some technical difficulties right now, so this is really weird, forgive me, but I'm actually going to splice right now into this video a little bit of me showing S&P Net Advantage to a previous class because I want to make sure you can see everything, and right now I can't access it. I will make sure this link is fixed by the time you need to use it. Okay, so here is S&P Net Advantage. Down here under financial information, I've showed you places you can get the SEC financial information, but S&P Net Advantage is fantastic because it's a very financial investor type of analysis resource. It's kind of hard, there's a lot of stuff to see, but just look at the search bar and Delta Airlines is what we want. So on this page, it's a little bit dense, but again, they've got a lot of basic information, but on the left-hand side is where I want you to look. I'm sorry it's so small, but trust me, it's here. Under Financials and Valuations, you can click on Key Stats, and you'll get a whole bunch of financial information. Everything that's in blue, you can click on, and you can see where they got the information from. So, revenue, profits, I never know, is it EBIT, EBITDA? Anyway, these are ratios that you might want to be aware of. You can click on any one of these, and it will load the data. It'll say, okay, this is where we got all the information from, and here's what, when we do the calculation, this is what it comes out to be. And here's how it reconciles. And with a reconciliation, you can see all that as well. You can even like say, okay, where did they get this number? Where did they get this number? They can go all the way back down here until there's actually a link to the 10Q or 10K or analysis where they got the number from. So that's a super helpful thing if you're looking at financial ratios. And there's more things in here, cash flow, and specifically a page about ratios. You can click under peer analysis and do quick comps where they're going to pick the biggest competitors and give you a direct comparison. This is very, very useful. Delta's down here, and here are the competitors. You can click on I for any competitor to get their basic information. You can click right over as well to their full analysis. And you can click on any of these and chart them. There's also lots of tabs to explore. You cannot break it. Go ahead and click around. Down below there's a chart builder as well if there's any more information that you want to show visually for your paper. You may find a lot of other information here about investment, news, income, all kinds of other things. I encourage you to explore because Net Advantage has specific upsides when you're doing financial analysis that other databases just do not have. Okay, one more thing to show you is Ibis World again for more financial information. You've used this before, you're not going to find your company in here, but if you go back to the industry reports, so domestic airlines in the US, if you click through and actually take a look at the report, the very last tab is key statistics. And the key statistics include industry data like revenue, that kind of thing. But also if you scroll down, there's some key ratios and industry financial ratios. So if you actually have your company's information, you can compare your company to what is standard for the industry and get some really good analysis pretty quickly just by summing it up right here. Hopefully this will get you what you need for the financial piece and really for all of the other pieces of this strategy implementation assignment. If you have any other questions or have any trouble with any of these resources like I just had with S&P Net Advantage, feel free to be in touch. I have magic at my fingertips. We can make sure those links work for you, but also I can help you find some stuff if you're having some trouble. So beth.boatwright@ipfw.edu, pfw.edu, but either one will work for you. All right, and feel free to stop by, let me know if you have questions, and good luck with your paper.